Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. We look like shit. We just got done playing tennis.
He looks like shit.
Thanks. I'm an INTJ. This is my longest friend. He is an ESFP. His name is Kay. You want to let them know who you are?
Hey guys, how are you doing? As Jonathan mentioned, we've been friends for a long time, since that summer of 5th grade actually, going into 6th.
Yeah, so like 26 years. We're not going to do much in this video, no education. I'm just going to show you guys, most of you guys, especially the people who comment, what an INTJ ESFP relationship looks like, especially from the friendship. I don't know about dating, but we're going to talk about our relationship, our lifelong friendship.
Yeah.
Purpose of this video is just to conversate with my friend, to talk about how our relationship develops, what our issues were growing up, and where we are at this point. We're in our mid-30s, close to our 40s at this point, met each other when we were 10 or 11 years old. So I've seen you at your worst. Like when you were not even a teenager. I've seen you when you were a teenager. I've seen you through your first heartbreak, through your first relationship. I've seen you through your first job, the first time like you had anything bad happen to you. I feel like I was there to witness everything. And you know, like I feel like as a friend, I take note. I make sure I know what hurts you, what you do like, what you don't like, and what to do, what not to do. Like that's how I feel like I bring to this like friendship, you know, kind of just to see you holistically, and also to make sure that whatever happened before doesn't happen again. How do you feel you contribute to our friendship?
Damn, that was a lot. Ditto.
I do a lot.
I could say the same. Yeah. I think when we talk about long friendship, what are we talking about? Like
26 years? How do you think we benefit in this relationship? Because we're really different.
I don't see it that way.
You don't?
I mean, with any relationship,
okay.
I don't ever think about like benefits, or what's the opposite of benefit? Like why I should and why shouldn't I be friends with you? Okay. I think what connected us was just common interest, and then over time you just kind of develop the same friend group. As you mentioned, our types don't get along. Yeah. But what helped with that is the longevity, and you know, you kind of just develop the same common interest as someone you've been friends with for a long time. And it started with Pokemon, right? And then, you know, over time you just kind of pick up things like tennis, taste in girls. No, we're opposite.
No, we don't have the same taste. We do not have the same taste.
But no, I don't think about the benefits. Until you just brought up just now, actually. I don't see, whenever I'm not just with you, but you know, with all of our friends, I don't see it as like, I'm friends with this guy because of a benefit. I'm friends with this person because I trust you. You know, I think you brought up a good scenario back then, is like when I know if someone's a good friend of mine, he's someone who I could just call on, right? Like if I have a flat tire on the freeway, that person will say yes without questions, and we've developed that. Yeah. You know, obviously. I mean, I guess if we never had that, we met like just yesterday, sure, we probably, you know, are opposites and won't get along, as you mentioned, you know, because of our letters. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. It makes sense. I think the question that comes up from that is there are other people who are like Pokemon. There are people who like wrestling and all. You know, like what is it about us that like made us kind of stick together? I do think it's because like we have the same values. You know, we grew
values.
Yeah.
And being Mian helps.
Yeah, being Mian. Right?
Actually, that helps a lot.
Yeah.
The fact that you are Mian, because at such a young age, you know, having the same, not just the same race, but same culture, same religion, same beliefs, same values. Yep. It trickles down to, you know, how we develop as people. Yeah. And that helps a lot. Yeah, because I think, you know, like true to the INTJ ESFP relationship, we've bickered. I think I've bickered the most with you. Out of all of our friends, we bicker all the damn fucking time. We bickered last week. Yeah, we bickered last week, right? And then like sometimes it gets bad to the point where one of us needs to take a break, but then we always come back together. And I think, personally, it's because even though I'm annoyed at you, even though if you've done something that like hurt me, I don't think you would do it maliciously. I think the intent is never to hurt me. It just happened to hurt me. You know what I mean? So like, that's why it's okay for me to
kind of forgive you. That's why it's okay for like me to be like, okay, hey, let's just forget about it, let it go in the past. It's because I really don't think you ever mean to hurt me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I could say, I mean, I think that's, we pick good people to surround ourselves with.
Yeah.
And I can't name a person like in our big ass group that would do that. That would like, hey, I enjoy or I get a kick out of making this person feel like shit, you know?
Yeah.
There might be times where, you know, you...
I mean, they'll pick on us, but that's different. Picking on someone is different from actually wanting to hurt them, right?
What do you mean, like jokingly? Like,
yeah, you know, like when I call you ugly or something, it's just like...
Okay, well, yeah, no, that's... I mean, we put each other down jokingly, I guess, in a joking way.
It's a game. It's fun. It's, you know.
But not, yeah, but no, not to the point where it's kind of like, I want revenge, or I want to get you back, or I want to like make you feel like shit because you made me feel like shit. Because we do make each other feel like shit, but not on purpose. Just maybe like a disagreement.
Yep.
You know, maybe we couldn't. Maybe we don't understand each other at that time, during that conversation or argument.
One of us is explaining something.
Or being hard-headed.
Yeah.
I admit it. Sometimes I am hard-headed.
Dude,
and
I'm a diva.
he said it, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think at the end of the day, it's never malicious for sure. That's the people we stay away from.
Like to tie this back to the whole Myers-Briggs and the functions, like you're very, one of the things that I learned from you that took me way too long to learn is that when you feel emotions, you have to figure out how to deal with the emotions before you're optimal again, right? For me, if I feel emotions, I compartmentalize it, and then I wait until I have free time to actually deal with those emotions. You're the person that taught me that people feel emotions, and when you feel it, they have to deal with it, or they're just not optimal. You know, like, how do you feel? What does it make sense to you when I tell you now that, hey, that's why I don't really talk about emotions. That's why I don't really like show too much emotions unless I'm drunk or something. Like, does that make sense?
So it's harder for you to open up?
That, but also emotions don't affect me on a daily basis as much as I feel like it affects other people. Like if something bad happens to me, even though it hurts at that moment, I'm able to be like, okay, I'll deal with that negative emotion at a later date.
I feel like it's hard to generalize that though.
You think so?
Because there's times where I do want to show emotions right there and then and just kind of like, you know, deal with it there.
Yeah.
And there's times where you could just leave it alone and time will fix itself.
Okay.
And sometimes some things can be left unsaid. If it's important enough, it will be said.
Yeah.
Over, you know, due time. But
well, not just with us. I mean, like with anyone, in any situation.
Yeah. Not just me and you. Yeah. That's how I deal with things. But you know, I mean, you know, it depends. I don't know if that's the answer you're looking for, but it always depends.
That's fair.
But definitely, like just in general, it's harder for you to open up. I could see that.
Yeah. So also true to the stereotype, Ket drags me out. I don't know if you remember all the time you called me a Debbie Downer, lame, or called me, what do you call that?
Party pooper?
Party pooper. All the damn time. It's because you always want to do something and sometimes I don't want to do it. But there are times where you drag me out and I do have a good time. I think one of the funniest moments, actually like to explain to you, your primary cognitive function, how you operate, your common sense, is to engage with the world, to feel everything what your sense is. Ket is the first person I saw while we were driving. We were like 11 or 12 years old. We were in a car. He stuck his hand out the window just to feel the wind on your hand. I've never thought of that. I thought that was the most ridiculous thing until I tried it myself. And I was like, all right, it's pretty fun. But you were the one that did that. Ket is also the person who, whenever we go out to a club, he is the last person dancing at 4 a.m. in the morning when the lights are all on. And I'm just there waiting for you to get done. What is it about engaging with like the world that, you know, makes you like, why? Can you explain what it means to actually just engage with that?
Alcohol.
No, it's not just alcohol.
No, I'm shy. What do you mean? Like, okay, what? At the end of, okay, not just clubbing, but just hanging out.
Hanging out. Even when there's a new person at our events or our friend group or meetups, you always make them feel so comfortable. Like,
sure.
What makes you do that?
I don't know. I guess in a way where if you can help someone feel included, it, I don't want to say, I don't know, to me, it makes it more fun.
What's more fun?
Like the more the merrier. Like I have that mentality where it's kind of like inclusive. If you see someone who's kind of like, you know, alone or not getting along with someone or just feel like they're not included, it makes me feel obligated to pull them in. Depending on which setting, of course. I mean, there's things where, you know, you kind of just leave it alone, but we're talking about party setting. Yeah, I do that.
Just in general, like everyone that I feel like I've ever introduced to our friend group, you're one of the persons that they always remember. There's something about you that just puts in that little extra effort to kind of get to know people. And I'm speaking to this from my perspective, where I don't like meeting new people unless the objective is to meet new people. If it's just someone random that I've never met before randomly, like it's not my prerogative to get to know them or to make them feel good. Like talking to those new people, does it make you feel good?
Sure. No, I do feel like it's like, how do you put it? It is rewarding. It's a rewarding feeling to, cause I'm putting myself in their shoes, right?
Yeah.
Cause I've been there, you know, not just a party, but just anywhere, feeling alone or not knowing someone and wanting to, and it all takes is just that one conversation with someone who's willing to, you know, engage with you. I mean, I actually don't notice it too much.
Yeah, no, you don't. I noticed it because every time we go out, he talks to someone new. You remember when we went out to the club and that guy thought we were gay, so he grabbed my butt while you were dancing?
Wait, in New York?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
That happens, guys.
Wait, I was in there. It was just you and him, man. It was just you and him.
He thought we were a couple looking for a third. So while you were dancing, he comes up and then just pinches my butt.
I don't know, Jonathan.
Wrong person, dude. Wrong person.
I don't know. I think that's just you, man.
What do you have planned for the next few years of your life?
Come back to Seattle. That's the plan. Stay in New York, for sure. A few more years. How few are we talking?
No, like just concrete. Like, what concrete plans do you have for the next few years? That you know definitively, this is my plan.
Well, I just signed a new lease, so for sure in New York for a couple years. You know, grow professionally and personally. Run a half marathon.
Okay.
But eventually, definitely, you know, date intentionally and then see what happens from there.
You single guys. New Yorkers. So, when it comes down to the Myers-Briggs, when it comes down to common sense and like your baby functions, what I do as my common sense is your baby. Like, what is what you aspire to be, but also what brings you the most stress. What you do naturally is what I aspire to be, but also what brings me the most stress. And that's entertaining people, it's going outside, it's, you know, engaging with like the sensory world. I don't like doing that. I stay at home, even now, 5 days out of 7, unless I have to go out. Do you enjoy planning? Think about the future and actually thinking about, hey, this is where I'm gonna be, this is what I wanna do, and then taking actions towards it.
No. Depends. If we're talking just like, you know, let's go play volleyball today, or, you know, meet at Al-Kai and invite whoever and start a bonfire. That stuff, yes. You know, I could probably manage to coordinate a couple things here and there. But I don't really plan too much in terms of like things that will go beyond that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you feel, you sing in front of people, you dance in front of people.
I can't sing.
You sing, you dance. Whenever you're around people, right? Like you're willing to put yourself out there, act a certain thing. It's not alcohol. It's not alcohol. Like, how does it feel if I were to be like, Ket, tone it down. Don't do that. Whatever you want to do to entertain people. Like,
you've done that.
Have I? I'm pretty sure I did. Like, how does that feel?
I mean, no. There's been times where
I feel like I only ask you that if I feel like we're not safe. If we're in a situation where something can hurt us, then I will be like, yeah, tone down now. But
Are we talking about dancing and singing, or are we talking about like just being loud and like belligerent?
no, just like loud. Just sometimes you will walk around just woo.
What? No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, I mean, I think it depends. If we're talking like you telling me or just like a random person telling me, it depends.
No, I mean, like,
my reaction would be different towards different people.
Do you catch yourself sometimes walking around just singing a song, singing a melody, or doing a little jig? Jive?
No, I don't sing.
No? All right.
I'm shy.
Final question, since it's getting kind of dark, right? For all the INTJs and ESFPs that are watching this video, and everyone else, thank you for watching. Out of everything you and I have been through, what is one advice or like a few advice you would give someone that's in your situation dealing with someone like me?
Dealing with someone like you. Well, since I'm not too familiar with the...
No, just me.
Okay.
What would you tell your younger self to do in order to like be better? I guess I don't know what I'm asking.
Well, for any friendship, patience is key. And if you stay long enough, you'll develop this.
Yeah. I said this in my previous video, I'll say this again. The quote that I love the most is, the price of community is annoyance, and the price of peace is loneliness. You can be annoyed at the other person, but if you have a friend like I do and Kat right here, he's gonna take you out. You're gonna see the world, you're gonna go out and play a sport on a random weekday, get lost randomly somewhere, but you're actually going to see the world and enjoy it. And if you're in cognitive functions, the more SE you get, the better you are with the rest of your functions, especially introverted intuition.
Well put.
Yeah, you
Well put.
didn't understand any of that, huh?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. All right, anything else?
All right, chat. You could cut that out.
No, I'm leaving that in. I don't have a chat. Thank you, everyone. Bye.